So here we are on turn 6, and the terror is in play in La Revolution Francaise. One of the most exciting things, one of the events under the terror, the Montagne, will lose to fame unless they're able to outlaw the excessive this turn. That's kind of a warning to them. So what do? Well, they declare that the government's goal is to outlaw the excessive. The Jeunes are going to try to suppress Lyon, which is currently a royalist revolt. I believe that happened from the events as well. Montagne and the Marais are going to plot Metz again. They failed last time. The royalists are going to try to plot Montpellier. They're the only ones who can play there because it's under Spanish military control. The Filons are going to try to suppress a Girondin revolt in Nimes. And the Sans-Culottes are going to try to raise the commune. Remember, last turn we would have had the Wrath in place, except that the Montagne were able to suppress the commune. Well, now the commune is suppressed, and there's still an army, a foreign army. This is who's the Austrian? Yeah, this is Coburg's Austrian army in Paris, and the risk of chances are they'll be able to raise the commune. The Sans-Culottes have 5 members there. That gives them a +10. If they can get the law up, yeah, I don't think they can use laws to get the commune up to level 3, which is what they need in order to do a popular coup. And in order to do an automatic installation, they would only need it at level 2, but that happens before the laws are passed. So chances are we're not going to see the Wrath put in place this turn. The Marais are beginning to make noises as though they want to put the Thermidor in place, though. It's getting late enough in the game that they want to get it out of the terror at this point, so maybe they can get it to the Directory. The problem is France is much more potent against the Royalists and the coalition while it's in one of the 3 forms of the terror. They have special abilities. So, for example, Carnot being able to get a bonus when leading troops, and the terrorists in suppressing different revolts within the country. But the terrorists aren't really helping. They're in Paris trying to make things more violent. So I think the Marais feel like it may be just for the best to bring the Thermidor into place if the Sans-Culottes aren't going to play nicely. The government had some grain riots, and they had to give back 300 of their 500 assignats in order to get, they got a point of fame from that down on the chart here. But now they're really, really broke. Remember, the economy's at level 3, so everything costs 3 times as much. It's going to cost 900 bucks just to keep the army in place. If they go bankrupt, that's a huge penalty for the Montagne and for the government. So there's definitely risks here for everyone. All right, we'll see. So here we are just before the political phase, and just about everybody failed at what they're doing. The Girondins succeeded in suppressing Lyon, and now they control it. The Montagne Marais failed again in Metz. The Royalists succeeded down in Montpellier. However, the Filons failed in theirs, and the Sans-Culottes failed to raise the commune. And now we're going to go to the government phase, and there's a problem. The Montagne are out of money, and there's not enough money in the government to pass any laws. Now, they have to try to pass one, and if nobody throws money in, the government goes bankrupt, and that's a bad thing, at least for them, and maybe for everyone. So after the political phase, and actually the army maintenance as well, we've got the following situation. the Montagne managed to get the outlaw of the excessive passed, and I didn't put a check mark there yet, but a lot of people balked at them spending government money on this when things are in the situation they are. And essentially that worked out to the Gironde and the Sans-Culottes basically agreeing only to fund 2 of the 3 revolutionary armies. That made a bankruptcy, which has dropped the competence of the government in terms of fame by 2, and the Montagne by 5. That's painful. And now we have 1 army in Strasbourg and 1 over in Paris. What we also have is the Royalist army is in place, but we also have the Emigres army, which is going to land, I believe, at Nantes and help convert that. So we're really seeing what probably is a Royalist victory in the making. The different factions have been unwilling to help one another stop the Royalists. No other laws were passed. There just wasn't enough money. And, oh, yeah, so our excessives have been executed. It's hard to live in jail during the terror. So after 6 turns, Carnot finally had a success at Paris and managed to defeat one of the Austrian army in this case. Over in Strasbourg, it's still an even fight. This is really a turn in which I think everyone except the Royalists is going to have to band together and try to defeat them. They're going to have to cut their deals to try to help. The money is horrible. The economy is still screwed at 20. Point-wise, people are in trouble here. The government went down a little bit. The Gironde went up. But everyone else, well, the Royalists went up. Everyone else is kind of struggling in terms of points, especially looking at the Montagne and the Marais. They're going to be in difficult shape. So, at this point, like I said, it's probably going to be a Royalist victory. I'm not sure, because they don't have a lot of points either with their fame, and with the king dead. I'm going to have to start counting points and see how close they are, because if they're not close, then maybe there's not that big a need for people to cooperate, even though they seem to have a big hunk of the country.